You guys love what I do, so you are asking me for more content. Here we go. Here we have more content. So we have this guy. I do not know how to read Arabic. We're just gonna assume that his name is Khashash al ibn Abzaul. Okay, so this is his name for now, Khashash ibn Abzaul. This guy says that he's going to debunk the misconceptions about marriage of the Prophet Muhammad to Aisha. Okay, fine. Let's see what he has to say. Maybe there's something interesting here. So this is his thread, and he says, okay, to begin with, why have an issue with the Prophet's marriage when even Western scholars acknowledge that the age of marriage throughout history was linked to the age of puberty, sometimes even as low as 7. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, but I would just make the argument that if Muhammad is the final messenger of God, or as they call Allah, Allah is not God's name. Look up the Bible and you'll see there's nowhere to find Allah. Muhammad made up. Oh no, now his name is Allah. You need to understand. Anyway, so if he is the final messenger of God, he is supposed to bring the complete, perfect message from God, because all the other ones have been corrupted, as Muslims love claiming over and over again. Go figure. Anyway, so if that is the case, then he should be somebody of great moral character and somebody to look up upon, but for some reason, he had a lot of sex slaves. Oh, wow, that's interesting, sex slaves. He was a rapist, a pedophile, and he ethnically cleansed certain areas. He killed innocent people, and he turned pagan houses into the Kaaba. Now it's God's house. You need to understand, Abraham built it. No, that was a pagan house. Anyway, so point being that while you would say, what about all the other people who we look up upon that from the past? What about their marriages? We are saying, yeah, fine, we condemn that. We say, okay, they did some good things here, and we condemn the bad things. But with Muhammad, you're not allowed to condemn anything, absolutely nothing. You're not allowed to say, well, that is bad. Furthermore, more than that is that he should know better than this. That's the whole point of it, no? Isn't that the whole point? Muhammad bringing the final perfect message, and this is the way he behaves? And nobody condemns him for it? I mean, that's the whole point here. He's supposed to be much better than this, but yet he's not, which goes to disprove the entire religion of Islam. This is why this is such a big deal. Not because some other great people from the past did the same kinds of things. It's that we condemn them, and we know that they are not people to be emulated in that regard. But yet Muslims will never criticize Muhammad because it's not allowed. You can't criticize Muhammad, and you have to accept everything that he did was perfect. So that's the problem here. And please stop gaslighting people into saying, no, or what about all the other... No, the whole point is, he's supposed to be this person of great moral character. He's supposed to be... I'm holding back the word perfect because no person is actually perfect. I'm sure Muslims would be upset if I say that. He's supposed to be perfect, but he's supposed to be close to perfect. But yet he's not. So that answers that question. Let's continue. The Prophet Muhammad lived in Arabia 1,500 years ago. The climate was hotter, and it's known that women mature earlier in hot climates. Oh boy, let's see where this goes. This French historian, let's go to the French historian. No problem with the French historians here, okay? Women in hot climates are marriageable at 8, 9, or 10 years of age. Thus, in those countries, infancy and marriage generally go together. Who's the French historian? Do we know? Baron de Montesquieu. Fine. So we have somebody from, I don't know what time this is, I don't know how long ago this is, makes a claim, some French historian. Okay, fine. Cool. I don't know, you're gonna take some French historian, just, here you go, here's this person just agreeing with me, so therefore it must be true. Okay, sure. Another historian, Margaret Wade Larange, I guess, writes about medieval women. It needs to be remembered, many medieval widows were not old. What? It needs to be remembered, many medieval widows were not old. Important heiresses were often heiresses. Yeah, this dyslexia. You gotta love it. Anyway, were often married between the ages of 5 and 10. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. I don't know who this person is. I don't know who this Margaret Wade is, so take another random person. Okay. Archibald von Heller. Don't know who this guy is either. Claimed that girls in the southerly regions of Asia, where the climate was warm, were marriageable in their 8th year and gave birth in their 9th or 10th year. I that word marriageable, what is the context of that? I'm not sure what the context of that is, and I'm not going to read this. I'm not interested. You can't even read it. What is the context of that? Saying that they're marriageable, meaning the culture accepted that it's okay to marry them? That is the context? Or is that they mature so fast that now they have the brain of a 18-year-old, so the age of consent is fine? I'm trying to figure out what the context of marriageable is. What does that mean? Let's continue. We don't even need to go to medieval ages to prove your... Oh, right, okay, I'm glad you're not going to medieval ages, because that'll be kind of awkward. Anyway, in the 1880s, 37 states of America and Russia allowed women to marry at the age of 10. I wonder how many of them did, though. I wonder. Furthermore, we got rid of it, right? We said that, no, this is bad. This is something that's not good. Yeah, that's... You're equating things that do not need to be equated. You're equating as if America said that this is the moral way to go and you cannot criticize this law because this is the final message of God. America never claimed that. You are claiming that this is the final message of God. That's the whole point of this. Again, that is the freaking point. While in the state of Delaware, who cares? It's not the final message of God. It's supposed to be perfect. Damn. I mean, seriously? His argument really doesn't compute. Nobody's saying that it was moral. Well, it was okay in the past. Yes, and we got rid of it because it's not okay, period. Meanwhile, what you're claiming is that... I don't need to reiterate. Let's continue. Let's look at Scotland, where women were allowed. Again, non sequitur has nothing to do with anything, this, because, as I said, it all has to do, and I got it mixed up, it all has to do with God's final message, which is supposed to be perfect. How long is this? I hope this is not too long. I haven't gone through everything, but I'm pretty sure that I can, dismantle this properly. Even if we look at our modern day, you'd be surprised to find that child marriage is still legal in many places. California, for example, where child marriage is legal with parental consent. What age? At what age? A minimum includes, so minimum age to marry. The minimum age to marry, also referred to as age floor. Minors can marry with permission from their parents, court, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't see here 11 states. Okay, anyway, I can't find here. I don't know. Maybe it's just my dyslexia that I can't find the number of how old one has to be, but it doesn't really matter. Again, this is not the final message of God. Next, you'll find that many of the women who cry about the marriage of Aisha are feminists. What? Okay, that's... Who cares? What does this have to do with anything? What is this? What? You would notice that a lot of the people who are against pedophilia are feminists. Therefore, what? What kind of argument is that? That is so retarded. Who's going to tell them that the mother of feminism, Kate Millett... Oh yeah, Kate Millett. Kate Millett, I actually interviewed her sister. You guys should look up that episode. Describe feminism as little children having the right to have sex with adults. Okay. And? Terrible, of course. Evil. What's your point? That's the point! Damn it! This guy he's making our point for us. It's so funny. I don't think he realizes that he's making our point. Yes, it's evil. Thank you. Yes, Muhammad was evil. Thank you. Come on, continue. Let's see what's next. What's your point? Trying to say, so Kate Millett was wonderful because Muhammad was wonderful. That's the point he's trying to make, but he's actually making the opposite point. I think this guy's actually retarded. Or what the creator of modern feminism, Simone de... I'm not going to pronounce that. Along with 63 other feminists signed a petition to legalize having sex with children in 1979. They also demanded the release of a man named Gerard R., who was arrested for having sex. These women argued that the girls were happy in the situation. Oh, okay, well, I guess, again, he's making this argument. Well, I guess then it's okay, because the girls were happy in the situation. I think we should ask Aisha how she felt. I'm sure she was also very happy. Now, according to the Bible, Isaac married Rebecca when she was 3 years old. Jews likewise permit having intercourse with a girl if she is over 3 years old and 1 day old. Okay, so this filthy, disgusting liar is so... This guy, he's taking this from the Talmud, just for the record. You should understand that he's taking it from the Talmud. It's actually, the Talmud does not allow to have intercourse at 3 years old. It's so weird. The people who love citing this, they talk about this as if they're talking about the sex itself, as if they are talking about marriage as an intercourse. They're not talking about that. They're talking about if, in the case that somebody violated a 3-year-old girl. Now, in such a case, could that girl still be considered a virgin? Why would they be asking the question? Is because a virgin is entitled to a higher dowry. So this is a legal dispute in asking the question. So since the girl has been violated, can we show mercy upon the child and say, yes, we understand that you have been violated at 3, and this is terrible that it happened to you, but we're still going to consider you a virgin because we want to give you a higher dowry because it wasn't your fault. That's the question, and that's the answer. And the Talmud does not say you're allowed to. Illiterate scum. I've seen why am I calling him scum? Because I've seen this so many times. I'm just so tired of this. Stop lying about the Talmud. Just stop lying. It's not that hard. It's a little bit esoteric. You gotta first know what it's about and understand it. Anyway, gotta get into things. I've already done a Twitter space on the Talmud. I'm planning to do more. I'm planning to talk about these kinds of things more. Okay, just for the record. Anyway, I'm going to have to quickly interject here because I wasn't actually reading this. I thought this was about something else. And I already discussed that. I'm just going to discuss what it says right here. So the Mishnah, which was the earliest part of the Talmud, says this. A girl who is 3 years and 1 day old, whose father arranged her betrothal, is betrothed through intercourse. As the halachic status of intercourse with her is that of intercourse in all halachic scenes. And in the case where the childless husband of a girl, 3 years and 1 day old, dies, if the brother of the Yavam engages in intercourse with her, he acquires her as his wife, and if she is married, a man other than her husband is liable for engaging in intercourse with her due to violation of the prohibition against intercourse with a married woman. Notice, it does not say even once that it is okay or permissible. They're talking about a law, about what happens to the girl, to who has responsibility over this 3-year-old girl. Since you engaged, even though you did such a nasty and terrible thing, who is responsible here? Who is supposed to, take care of the situation? So that's what they are doing here. They're not saying it's okay, it's fine, you can do whatever you want. It's talking about specifically who gets to take responsibility, and I'm sure that there is much more commentary on this in the Talmud itself, which I'm not going to look up now because I'm just not interested. Point being that, again, misrepresenting what it actually says here, doesn't say it's okay, it's fine, you can do whatever you want. It's ascribing responsibility to who they thought and deemed necessary to be ascribed responsibility to. Again, not okay. And furthermore, finally, of course, he takes this as if this is the final view of the Talmud. The Talmud is a compilation of all kinds of arguments and rabbis' opinions. So this is one person bringing an argument about what the Mishnah says, and I'm pretty sure that you would find later on. I'm not looking this up because I'm not interested. I've already seen these kinds of things, and most of the time, and not even most of the time, every single time, it's somebody misunderstanding, misreading, mistranslating, completely lying, taking out of context, so on and so forth, exactly what it says. So I'm pretty sure this could just be going on then later on saying that, no, actually this is wrong. So, nice try though. So this guy, again, completely retard. Let's continue. And Rebecca being 3 years old. No, she wasn't. That is a calculation that Rashi made. And Rashi was, the rabbis actually disagree with Rashi. He's a French rabbi. Anyway, a lot of rabbis disagreed with him, so that's a miscalculation on his part. But he's using, of course, he's like, well, you see, the Jews, they shut up. You do not know anything. Please do not talk about religions that you don't know anything of them. In the Bible, it states that God commanded them to take infant virgin girls for themselves as wives or concubines. Later, if you no longer want her, you are to let her go free, since you are forced to have intercourse with her. You cannot treat her as a slave and sell her. Where does it say? Where does it say infant girls? Let's see here. That's what it says. Deuteronomy, when the Lord your God gives you victory in battle, you take prisoners, see among them some beautiful women that you like and want to marry, take her home, where she will shave her head, cut her fingernails, and change her clothes. She is to stay in your home and mourn for her parents. I don't think that infants are capable of mourning their parents. An infant? Okay, whatever. For her parents, for a month. After that, you may marry. Okay, I don't see here infant. I don't see here the word infant anywhere. Okay, so let's see what the other one numbers. And now, slay ye every male among the infants. Yes, every woman known of man by the slaying of the male. Male ye have slain. Sorry for the dyslexia. I know it's getting annoying. And all the infants among the women who have not known the lying of a male, ye have kept alive for yourselves. It doesn't say that you can have sex with them. You can keep them. This is a misread. This is one hell of a misread. Anyway, so this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's continue. A renowned Christian theologian, Thomas Aquinas, permits engaging in intercourse with a 7-year-old. Thomas Aquinas is not the final word of God. Again, this is the whole point. He is the final word of God. He should be perfect. And yet, he's not, because he was a rapist pedophile who had a lot of sex slaves and made stuff up as he went, literally. Christian scholars mention that the Bible itself gives no age of consent. The Bible gives no age of consent for sex. It simply teaches that sex. Okay. According to the Jews, Bathsheba gave birth to King Solomon when she was 6. Again, not the final word, perfect word of God. That's not... This is so irritating. Hence, it's clear that back in those days, a 7 to 10-year-old was much more mature than a 20 to 25-year-old today. Yeah, sure. A 7 or 10-year-old back then was much more mature than a 20 to 25-year-old. You know what? Maybe he's right. maybe on this one he's kind of right. But yeah, sure. Okay, makes sense. Then I guess this guy, I mean, I think he's kind of outing himself right now. He's kind of doing that. So, no, man, you gotta understand. This is why this is okay. You need to understand, man. Okay. He's giving that kind of vibe. If a girl were to reach puberty at the age of 9, then she is a woman. Even before her marriage to the Prophet, she was already proposed to by the family of Jabir ibn... Why am I saying it in a French accent? I don't know. Whatever. This proves that marriage at such a young age was the norm and not something specific to the Prophet alone. Again, I'm going to repeat this so many times, I think it's going to go on infinitum. Final message of God, that's the question here. Not what the norm was. What also points to her being a grown woman is that she reached the shoulders of the Prophet in height. That is one short prophet you got there. Your first century mind is comparing 9-year-olds from 1,400 years ago to today's 9-year-olds when they were nothing alike. What does that even mean? You need to understand, 9-year-olds were actually adults. You need to understand. Aisha was the most knowledgeable of the companions. She narrated more than 2,200 sayings from the Prophet. Okay, who cares? That is part of the wisdom of her marriage. The wisdom of her... there we go. There we have it. There we have it. To the Prophet. All those teachings would not have reached us today otherwise. Well, it's a shame that it did reach us. It really is a shame. Her father was also the best friend of the Prophet, and this is the reason he married her. Ah, how nice. Great father, really great father. To strengthen the friendship ties, honor her father, and break the norms of tribalism in Arabia. Oh, but I thought Allah was all-powerful. Couldn't Allah do it a different way? Couldn't Allah get Muhammad to do it a different way? Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what happened to Allah? I thought Allah was all-powerful, all-knowing, all-everything. Oh no, it's almost as if he's just another pagan deity. Anyway, as explained by the hadith, from the beginning we didn't need the approval and validation of the kuffar, so why start teaching it now? We are Muslims and we are proud of our religion. Well, good for you. I'm so happy for you. We didn't get our understanding of morality from people whose standards change every couple of years. What is that even supposed to mean? Talking about liberals? Who are you talking about? I'm confused. The purpose of this post wasn't to pander to the kafir and ignorance, to the kafir, the koifirs, who were they talking about? Anyway, ignorance to seek their validation and try to please them. It was to clear any doubts from our Muslim brothers and sisters and guide those from non-believers who are sincere in their journey. If you benefited from this thread and you would like to spread the dawah and reach... Anyway. Oh, okay, so I just wanted to mention that the replies are closed. Let's see what's going to happen. Replies are closed due to the surge of nonsensical spam and by illiterate people, mostly Pajids. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Nonsensical. It's nonsensical. How dare you dislike that Muhammad married a 6-year-old and then had sex with a 9-year-old? How dare you? That is bad. That is very terrible. Their arguments, you just don't get it. You don't get it. You don't understand it. Your morals change every 6 minutes. In about 6 years, you will probably say that it's only acceptable to have sex with an 80-year-old. We can't trust you guys because your morals change every 6 minutes, right? Right? This guy's retarded. I mean, is this the best Muslims can offer up as an explanation? Well, I guess so. I've seen worse. Your DMs remain open for any questions. I'm pretty sure that you won't be answering any of those. This is just a pander to those who say that, oh no, he blocked the reply. Let the replies flow in. Let there be a conversation. Why do you care so much? Why do you care? Oh, because he knows he's full of shit, so he needs to block the replies. Just leave the replies. Let the people talk. Let them have debates in the replies. You don't have to respond to every reply. Hell, you don't need to respond to any of them. Oh, you're just gonna block them. Cool. How desperate they are. Anyway, I think this is all that needs to be said. Everybody enjoy.